Hello. It's Friday afternoon and I'm driving and I miscalculated the time. I dropped Buddy off to daycare this morning and got held up a little bit. It was very stormy and I think there was some traffic stuff going on. Totally fine. But where I needed to go was 2.5 hours away. So I got to Maryborough in Victoria by I think it was 12:30 or something. I was there for about 45 minutes and then I had to turn around and come home because I wanted to get Buddy at 4 or 4:30 because I don't want him to be the last doggy at the daycare place. And anyway, I got in the car and turned on Google Maps and I've miscalculated the time and actually I had to leave ASAP because I will arrive at doggy daycare at 4:50, 4:50. Poor buddy. But I'm doing something for him. So anyway, I'll tell you about it another time. Anywho, hang on, my headphones just made a noise. No, all good. Okay, so get this. Get this. Over in Practice Momentum, I was talking to one of my clients in there and she's like, oh, I need to get, more people over to my website. How do I do that? And I said to her, oh, easy. We're going to create a lead magnet. And then I thought, well, I could probably create a new one for my business. So why don't I just record my process and then I can upload it to the portal, and if people want to make their own, they can just see how to do it, right? So that's what I did. I just recorded the whole process and it went for about an hour and 8 minutes. Oh no, it's very specific, isn't it? But it was an hour and 8 minutes and, I've kind of got to the point where I had to stop because I'm waiting on feedback. And then once I've got the feedback, I will record what you do with it then and what the next steps are and stuff like that, right? But anyway, I was so excited to make this freebie and I was really, really, really excited to share it with people, but it's not gone well. And I'm pretty sure it's a Brooklyn problem, not a somebody else problem, but let me know what you think. I'll tell you what's happened. So the freebie that I made is for women in private practice who want to get more inquiries and clients from their website. And so I just wanted to make it something that was short, sharp, and is going to work, right? It's effective. So I put this thing together, and the three sort of short, sharp steps were about your messaging, which I included a formula for. Was about booking buttons, which you know how I feel about booking buttons. And then the last one was about trust and credibility, which was about having visual cues on your website that, lean into that. Anyway, so yeah, I gave it to a bunch of people in exchange for a review, testimonial, honest feedback so that I could, improve it, update it, whatever, and then boom, take it out and give it away as my lead magnet. So I was really proud of it, really excited for it, made it look so beautiful, all the things. And then the feedback started coming in. Okay, so it's not even funny, but I know you'll get it when you hear this. Okay, so the first person comes back to me and she says, oh, yeah, thanks, Brooklyn, had a look. And look, I've already got all of this and my website's live and but thanks anyway. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So it was only given to people who weren't getting the number of inquiries or bookings that they wanted, right? So I thought, oh, I wonder why her website isn't getting inquiries and bookings if she's got these three things. So I went onto her website, just Googled her, found her website, and straight away I saw there's no message. So I took a screenshot and I sent it to her and I said, oh, I'm not sure if this is your website or not. I was pretty sure it was. I said, I'm not sure if this is your website or not, but there's no message on here. And my little handout has a formula for a message, and you said everything in my guide you'd already sort of done. So, yeah, maybe I'm on the wrong website. So, anyway, I sent her the picture to show her, yeah, it's absolutely not on there anywhere. And then I thought, well, if she's missed that, I wonder if she's missed some of the other things. So I thought, I'll go and have a look for the visual cues, I had a look, none. So then I write back to her and I said, yeah, I can't see any of the visual cues either. So, and there was no point in me screenshotting every page on there was no point in me screenshotting every page on a website and sending it, like, they just weren't there. So then I was like, I wonder if I am on the right website or not. And then I thought, well, while I'm here, I may as well check if she's got the last thing, which was the booking buttons, because I didn't remember seeing them. So I went and I was having a look for booking buttons. They're not there either. What she had was some buttons that were pointing to something else. There was like a little bit left of center. It was like pointing to resources or something. I don't know. And not even that was set up the right way. And so then I went back again, third time, and I said to her, also, like, yeah, you don't have all these buttons everywhere going to, this bit and that bit and this bit like I recommended. So, look, I really think maybe I'm just probably on the wrong website. Do you want to send me your website and I'll just go and double check? She sends me a website link. Sure enough, I was on her website. I mean, anyway, so I just thought to myself, okay, it's really interesting that she read the strategy. She was provided with 3 strategies. I even provided a link to Canva templates that had all the visual cues on, and she's telling me she's done it all, thanks but no thanks. So anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I wonder why. Like, how does this happen? What's going on? Guess what happens about 15 minutes later? Somebody else. Oh, thanks so much. Really appreciate you sending this through, Brooklyn. Thanks for all you do for our community, blah, blah, blah. And then, which is always so appreciative, so appreciated. So thank you very much. I love helping where I can. But she also says, yeah, look, I've already done all this on my website, and yeah, my website's live, but yeah, it might be helpful for other people. And I said, oh, okay. And so now, because I've seen the other person's website, I'm like, do you want to just send me a link? Because I'm going to go and check that she has. So anyway, sends me the link. Guess what? No message. I mean, what is it? Like, I don't understand. It's like this one, it was something about couples counselling. It says something about couples counselling and journey to love or something. It's like, what the F? And then the first person was something about grief and trauma and calm to clarity. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I don't get it. So anyway, I'm checking this other one's website. There's no message. I'm looking for the buttons to book in. They're nowhere to be found. And then I'm having a look to see about, like, has she got any of the visual cues on? No. Interesting. So I go back to her and I said, hey, just had a look at your website, and yeah, so you don't actually have any of the things in that guide on it. She comes back and she goes, but I do. And I said, well, you don't. I said, do you want to show me where? Like, show me where. And anyway, I haven't heard back from her. So interesting. And then this morning, so this all happened last night, right? It happened, like, I think I put it up at 6 or 7 o'clock p.m. last night, which was Thursday night. I'm like getting lost with my days. Thursday night. And then, anyway, so I've just been in the car for like 3.5 hours, get out, blah, blah, blah. check my messages, and somebody else, same thing. Oh yeah, hey Brooklyn, I really appreciate you, sharing this with me. It's pretty basic. Yeah, I've got all this stuff. But yeah, it would probably be good for somebody who doesn't have a website to know yet. So then, because of what happened with the other two, I was definitely going to go and look at this one's website. So I was like, okay, well, fun fact, a couple of other people also thought that this was, basic and that they'd done it, and, so, and it turned out that there were opportunities for tweaks and changes to be made. Can I have your website link if you would like me to have a quick look at yours? And she says, oh, I'd love you to have a quick look. Yeah, here you go. She sends me the link. Same thing. I'm not going to bore you with the details because you know what I'm going to say anyway, but none of it was on there. And so, yeah, I'm in the car driving back. I've still got 2 hours and 41 minutes ahead of me, and I'm just thinking about it. So I thought, maybe I'll record a podcast and just think out loud. I've just missed my little turn off. Sorry. There we go. Just saved my little turn off. Oh, Google Maps. You think you know that you're going a certain way, and then Google Maps is like, gotcha. Yeah, so I was just sitting here as I'm driving along, and I'm thinking to myself, how can this be? How can I have given these 3 people so far? I'm sure there'll be more. How can I have given them something that was like step by step? Check that you've got this. If you don't, do this, da 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 da. And they just haven't done it, yet they honestly think they have. And I haven't finished my processing, but I'm just wondering, is it maybe just something as simple as you build your own website and you spend that much time on it and you look at it often, and you just kind of like get to the point where you don't see the forest for the trees anymore. Like, I think maybe that might be the case. It's kind of like, I know when I lost weight. Well, I'm still losing weight intentionally. Since the start of the year, I've lost 20 kilos, right? And that happened through, diet and exercise and going to the gym and all those kinds of things, right? Like lifestyle changes and stuff. But as I've been losing the weight, I haven't really been aware of it because I don't weigh myself that often. And then one day, like, I was just sort of walking along, and someone I hadn't seen for a little while at one of the shops in my area, I went in to get bread and milk, and she was like, oh my gosh, you've lost so much weight. And I didn't even realize. And then I was, when I came out, I had to walk down the main street in Mount Eliza, and I saw my reflection, which I always in the past have avoided looking at. And, I was kind of like side-eyeing myself. I wanted to see, like, have I really? And then when I saw myself in the mirror, in the reflection of the glass in the shop fronts, I saw, my body has changed and I have lost weight. But I didn't realize it at the time when it was all happening. And I think maybe that's what's happening here with these women's websites. So, yeah, I mean, for 3 of them to have all said, looked at your document, got it, done it. It's already on my website and it's not working. And then for me to go over and say, well, actually, you don't have any of these 3 things on the website, despite me actually giving a template, and a template of the messaging and all of the things, they still didn't go and implement them because in their head, they like read this document and they're like, I know it. So I don't know, is it just that you get desensitized because you work on it for so long? Or is there something else going on? Like, is it like, oh, this looks obvious, therefore I must have already done it? Like, I don't know. But clearly, apart from none of them having done it, they all assumed that they had. they all believed that they had, I'm the problem because I'm not communicating it to them in a way that's landing clearly. So I think the growth for me here is to, when I get home, or maybe not because it'll be 5 o'clock, or no, it'll be 6 o'clock when I get home. But I think maybe over the weekend I want to reword this PDF that I've made because clearly it's missing the point, and that's a problem for me because I want these women to get clients. You know how I feel about women in business. It's a priority. They need clients and they need to know how to get them. And I don't know what's going on here. I honestly don't know what's going on for them to think that they've got all of this stuff when clearly they don't. So there must be something that I'm not doing right in terms of my communication. So I need to rewrite this PDF, and maybe even I need to include, because I didn't, but maybe I need to include like a 5-minute audio or a 5-minute video or something that just says, hey, what you're about to read, your conscious mind might say, I know it, but if you go and have a look at your website, you'll see maybe you don't have it. I don't know. I've got to figure out a different way of communicating this to them so that they can see that they don't have it. They need to put it on. And then once they do, they will notice in time that they will get better ranking in Google, that they will start to get more inquiries, that they'll start to get more bookings, that things will start moving for them in the right direction. It's so interesting. And then there's another part of me that's like, Brooklyn. So this is my, you know how you've got the devil and the angel? Yeah. My devil self is like, well, they're not going to get a result from it because it was free. And you know better than anybody that when people get stuff for free, they don't use it, they don't value it, it doesn't get the shift or the transformation. But if you whack $5 on it or $10 on it, they probably would have got some kind of result or transformation because they would have wanted to know what they were getting for their money, right? So maybe it's just because I gave it free. And I know that's often what happens. People will just quickly look at something and then quickly dismiss it. It's possible that there was a little bit of that going on as well. So, interesting. And yeah, there's also like another example or two during the week, similar things. Like I made, for one of my clients, I made her an SEO guide. And she was really nervous about SEO, right? Search engine optimization. That's what SEO stands for, in case you aren't familiar with that term. And all it means is making your website more discoverable by potential clients and making it easier for Google to give it to potential clients who might be looking for what you do and what you offer, right? So anyway, she was really scared of SEO. It sounded too technical and she was really like nervous about it. And I said, don't worry, I'll make you something and you'll just be able to like, what about if I just do it so that you can copy it and paste it and just put it into your website? And she said, oh, could you? I said, yeah, of course, no problem. So I went and made this whole thing on SEO for her. And then I thought, well, this would actually be really handy for lots of therapists. So I made it and I went and researched SEO for the most common niches. And then I made it so people could just copy and paste the SEO into their website from my document. Couldn't be any easier, right? Like I've done it. You just have to like literally highlight it and then paste it into your website. So I made that. And then the other thing that I made was a messaging guide. And it shows you exactly the messaging to put on the front page, also called the home page of your website. So I did that. And I did like plug and play formulas, like I did fill in the blank. So I'd written out the message, but then I'd left all the blanks so that she could just go and like put in her words, right? Anyway, so I give her these. I gave them to a few people actually that I'm working with, but thinking of this client in particular, I gave it to her. And then she comes back to me the very next day and says, oh, do you have any other ideas for what I can fix on my website, what I can do with my website to, get more inquiries and more bookings? And I said, oh, gosh, have you done all that work already? Like the SEO, the messaging? She goes, yeah, I already had it. And I thought, but you didn't. And I said, oh, okay. Let me just go and check it then, because I'm more than happy to help you with the messaging. No, I've done it. Done, she says, and gives me the green tick even. Like, the green tick emoji, the green box with the white tick or whatever it is. She even like gives me that. And was like, okay. So I go over to her website. Guess what? No message and no SEO. So I come back to her and I said, but it's not on there. Like, maybe you just didn't hit save or something, because it's not on there. Like, nothing's changed. And she goes, well, I did do it. And I said, okay, well, it's not there. I can't see it. Do you want to show me? Like, it should be obvious where the message, right? Anyway, it wasn't. And the SEO should be quite obvious. It wasn't. And then she couldn't show me where it was done. And so I said to her, it's very important that you do, and here's why. When you've got good SEO, all the things I just told you. And she just says, but I've done it. And I said, well, what did you do exactly? And she goes, oh, I put a couple of words throughout the website. I was like, but that's not SEO, and that's not what was the process or the strategy that I gave you. Like, yeah. And I said to her, we need to work on that messaging, because the message that you've got isn't a message. It's very general. So, yeah, it's just like been some instances this week of women in private practice saying that they're not getting traction on their website and they want help. And then I don't know how much easier I could make it other than do it for them. But I mean, literally fill in the blanks, and then I did the SEO so they could just copy and paste it. They're not doing it. But they're still saying, so what else have you got? It's like confusing. What's going on? Is it self-sabotage? Is it imposter syndrome? Is it, again, just, I really think what it is they just spend so much time on their website that they can't see the forest for the trees. And I think that's probably really actually what's going on, because even when I do the website wellness checks, right, so many times women will, come back to me after they've watched their audit, and they'll say, you're right, like, how did I miss this? Or I honestly thought that this had been done, and, it hadn't. And always, they're like shocked and surprised. So I think it is that you just don't see it, but a fresh set of eyes can help. Anywho, so yeah, I'm going to go and like fix up this PDF so that it can actually help some people. And I want to do like some kind of pattern interrupt so that I can try and help them get out of being desensitized. Anyway, outside of that, I was going to say, there are a couple of other things I wanted to talk about. Oh, yes. Me in my business, it was a really awesome week, probably because I was refreshed after having my leave, which was great. Oh, and by the way, I've gone and booked more for November. So I'm going away the first 10 days of November. Really excited. Cannot wait. Counting the days. And yeah, what I have been doing. So I it was a really, really, really good week. I'll tell you more when the 45 days is up, but it was a really lovely week. I met some beautiful people. We did some beautiful things. It was really, really lovely. And yeah, I hit some big goals, which was also really lovely. But I was thinking about like, what was I doing that helped me hit them? Because I wanted to be able to share it with you so that you could use it, right? Which is why I'm doing my 45-day experiment. But if I just look at this week and I think, okay, what was happening this week that allowed these results to come through? And what I can share is I really think it was about being very, very disciplined, which is hard when you've got ADD combined. But I think absolutely, I don't mind which side of the fence you sit on when it comes to medication, but it's clearly helping me a lot. But I also noticed that my body is still in the habit of having ADD, meaning that when I'm working, what used to happen was I would be very scattered, lots of tabs open, lots of notebooks everywhere, all of the things. But also, while I would be at my desk at home in my little home office, I would always regularly get up, go into other rooms, do other things, forget what I was doing, come back, and always feel like I was rushing, always task switching, like starting something, putting it down, and then quickly picking up something else, and being very reactive, very, oh, this thing's happening, oh, this needs my attention now, better put that thing that I was working on aside for a moment while I give this, what it needs. So I was doing all of that. And when I came back from leave, I had an intention of doing this 45-day experiment, but I noticed right on day one, around lunchtime, which was probably when my medicine was wearing off, but I noticed that although my brain was more able to focus on one thing, like for me, what happens with the ADD medicine that I'm on, it's like prior to it, or when it's out of my system, my brain is just doing a million things all at once. It's like a woman multitasking, doing a gazillion things all at once, right? It's like fast, pressure, race, chase, all of that inside my head. But when I have the medicine, I can just pick out one thing, and then everything else becomes dialed down. It doesn't disappear or go away, but it's dialed down. And it's that dialing down that makes it a little bit easier for me to stay focused. So I think the medicine for me is really helping. But also the other thing in conjunction with that was I became very aware that although the medicine was helping, quiet things down in my mind from all the racing, my body was still in the habit of getting up, sit down, get up, sit down, get up, sit down, move here, move there, flit over here, flit over there. And so that was a very interesting self-observation to make. Very interesting. And I realized, well, I've had decades of being a certain way. And so while, my mind, when it has the medicine, is like calming down and everything, I need to now be intentional with my physical body and just say, no, you're just going to sit down now. You don't need to get up and do 10 different things. Like I'll get up and put on the load of washing, right, in the middle of doing something really important. I would just be like, oh yeah, the washing, oh, it's Wednesday, I knew I was going to do the washing today, and I'll just stop what I'm doing. That's so important. And I'll go and, do you know what I mean? I'll just be like, oh, I better go and do the washing. I'll put the washing on. And then while I'm in the laundry putting on the washing, something else crosses my mind around, oh yeah, oh, while I'm up, I better go and wash my coffee cup because I might want another coffee in a little bit. So then I'll go out into the kitchen and wash my coffee cup. My mum will be there and I'll be talking to my mum for a minute. And then, do you know what I mean? And then she'll want something and I'll go and do that. And the next thing you know, I've lost an hour and I never needed to get up. So, yeah, just becoming aware that it's going to take time for my body to break the habit of rushing and doing like scattered things and my body being chaotic. So, yeah, that was helpful, and just being more intentional about matching my body to what was going on in my brain. And then the other thing that I think helped me get the achievements this week was definitely just brain dumping. So scrap bit of paper, something like that, just brain dumping, thinking, okay, what are all the things that are on my mind right now in terms of what I have to do or want to do and things like that. And then just reminding myself, no, hang on, you're focusing on this one thing. So maybe just put those other things aside for a moment. This is what we're focusing on this week. And it might be marketing or Facebook ads or something, right? It's like, no, this is what we're focusing on this week. So this stuff here is the priority. And if we get this stuff done and there's time left over, amazing. Go and do the other thing. So that's been really, really helpful as well. Just being very, very aware of getting what's in my head down on paper and then bringing it back to what's the actual focus for this week, like in terms of my goal. And that's the other thing. I think having an end point really helps you match your behavior to that end point. So for me, I've got this 45-day goal. I don't know what it might be for you. Maybe it's like you want to get a certain number of clients in 2 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that. But you've got all these thoughts in your mind about how you want to do a post on Facebook and you want to do your Instagram post and, there's still that blog to write, and you know how it goes. Well, if you write down all of the things that you are thinking about and then look at them and just circle like the one or two that would be most likely to get you to that goal the quickest, do them first. And then if you've still got energy and time and bandwidth left over, go and do one of the other things, right? So I really think that has been helping a lot. And then also mindset. Like, as I mentioned to you last time, is start trying to cultivate. It's difficult, like anything in the beginning, because it's a new way. But you need a new way if you're going to get new results, right? So if your current result is, oh my gosh, I'm faced with this situation and I don't know what to do, or how am I going to get a client? How am I going to pay myself? I need super. How am I going to get this, that, or the other, right? You've got something that's on your mind weighing you down. It's hard to, I guess, manifest the result that you want if your mindset is not helping you to do it, right? If your mindset's like, what's the point? This never works, all those kinds of things. And I went into it on the last episode or the one before. But yeah, in case you missed it, it's about trying to get into the habit of noticing that sabotage come up and acknowledging it, letting it sort of be there, but also creating space to cultivate an expectation of things actually working out in a really pleasing way, right? Expect a pleasing outcome. It's hard when you're learning. Like with anything, it's going to be hard. But again, like with anything, the more you practice it, the easier it becomes, the more proficient you become. So that is something else I've been trying to do. So when I've caught myself in fear or scarcity or doubt or anything like that, I've been recognizing it and then asking myself, well, would it be possible for me now to allow myself space to also expect a pleasing outcome. So not tricking myself, not lying to myself, nothing like that, but just allowing myself to hold space for expecting a pleasing outcome. And it always is possible when I ask myself. And so then I'm trying to do that. I'm starting to do that. And that's also been helping because it gets me out of that energy that isn't helpful. So, yeah, there's some of the reasons I think that I had just a beautiful week in my business this week. It was really, really just such a special week. There were so many milestones for me personally in terms of my confidence, but there were also milestones for my beautiful clients that I'm working with. You know, some of them are just doing so well. Like one of my clients, she said to me, she's got a 4-week waiting list now. But just a few months ago, she was, concerned she didn't have enough clients. She's just doing so well. I don't know, it's so good. And then, yeah, you heard about the other client. I think I might have mentioned it on the last podcast episode. I'm pretty sure I did. But yeah, her estimated projected earnings, go up as high as, was it 302 or 320K? And she only works 2 days in her private practice and she's only been in it since February. I mean, they're just doing so well. So things like that, so energizing. Oh, and guess what else? I said to the girls in Momentum this morning, hey, I take Fridays off, they know that, and I'm still around for them if they need me. But I said, I'm just going to be a little bit slower than usual because I've got a big day of driving ahead. And I said, if you've got a podcast or a playlist that you recommend, let me know. And one of them, she made me a playlist. I've gone and put it in the portal so everybody can have the joy of it. But it was so kind. It made my day. And I just feel so lucky. Talk about ideal clients, right? I'm just so, 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 so lucky. Oh, and that was the other thing, just recognizing and allowing myself time in the week to acknowledge the things that are actually going really well and the things that are working out. Because you know what, sometimes things happen and they go well and then you feel good for a moment and then boom, you're back onto, work mode or whatever it is that you're focusing on. But I've been trying to be better at allowing myself to say, oh, hang on, this awesome thing happened, that awesome thing happened, feels really good. And I think when you do those things, it's about, it shifting your awareness into the things that are working. Which, by the way, I was listening to somebody's podcast, which I can't remember who, but I'll have it in my playlist. I can't look while I'm driving, but if I can add it to the show notes, I will. But she was talking about even if you just commit to making a change of 1 degree a day for 100 days, you will start to see improvements. She's talking about in life, but I think you could say for business as well. So even if something felt really hard, if you just tried to make 1 little degree of an improvement to 1 little thing, that's all going to compound over time. So maybe today it's the messaging or it's the SEO or it's the mindset or it's, as I shared with you, catching myself when I start to go to that place that's not a great place, the fear and the doubt and, all of that kind of stuff. Just trying to catch myself and then do something with it to pivot it. And for me, it's expecting the positive outcome. And the other thing too is the other reason I think that I've been getting, I had this great week was because I was intentional about not buying more courses, which is really hard for me. I was intentional about not buying more courses and looking at my own data that I track and saying, okay, what has worked for me in the past in terms of growing my audience, building my email list, getting a client, being found on socials, all those kinds of things. And it was so helpful to do that because it made me realize and see, like I've tried so many different things and I do know the things that work for me because I've got the proof there in black and white. So it was about trust and surrender. So coming back into the feminine, realizing, no, you've got a pathway that works and you get to enjoy it and experience it and make it beautiful. And so, yeah, I think all those things, when you add them all up together, count. And I think when I look at the clients that I work with who make slower progress, I really think it's because a lot of those things that I just mentioned there aren't being done. Like there's still some work needed around identity, It's, well, even with the people that got the free thing, right? It was like, how do I get more clients, Brooklyn? Like, show me the way. What's the strategy? I give it to them and like, yeah, nah, done it. They hadn't done it. It's not always like, what do you need to do? Sometimes it's more about who do you need to be and what do you need to believe in order to create the conditions to receive the thing that you want. So if, for example, you're like, I need to, I don't know, I need to replace my income, right? The company I'm working for, their tender is not going to be renewed. It was given to a consortium somewhere else. I've only got a job for the next 6 months. What am I going to do? How am I going to replace the money that I'm getting with my current job? Well, again, like I could give all of the strategies, but again, you have to believe that you can. You have to believe that it's possible, but also you have to start seeing yourself as capable, as open to trying new things, being, having the growth mindset. All of that will absolutely help. But I think at the core, it's your identity. Think about, okay, so this is the kick in the pants I need to go and start my private practice and to really get it going. And I've got time up my sleeve to make this happen. That's abundance. That's a gift right there. I'm grateful that I've got the heads up on this, and it's not just 2 weeks notice you're out of a job, right, or whatever. So you might be thinking that, and then ask yourself, okay, so at the moment I'm somebody who's got a full-time job working for a community organization, but in 6 months I'm going to be in my own private practice making my current salary or more. Who do I need to become? Who do I need to be in order for that to happen? And what do I need to believe in order for that to happen? What do I need to be saying to myself in order for that to happen? How do I need to be looking after myself in order for that to happen? What do I need to be thinking or saying to myself in order for that to happen, right? So it's just something to think about. And then the other sort of, if you want a quick tip or strategy, something that can be really, 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 really helpful with this is to think about maybe, if you're open to it, creating a future memory, which I know is like an oxymoron, but a future memory is very, very powerful. What you do is, like, maybe you imagine that you've got the thing, right? So in this case, I'm just using the example of having the private practice that's replacing your income. So imagine that you've got the thing, and then imagine like your day, imagine the emotion of that, imagine the type of lifestyle that you're living. Like, is it different? Is it the same? Imagine your mindset, imagine the experiences that you're having, imagine the clients that you're working with, imagine how you feel financially. Like, do you feel more at peace? Are you sleeping better at night? Do you know what I mean? All of that. And going into detail with it in terms of all those different things, like the thinking, feeling, doing, all of that, really helps your subconscious mind paint a picture of what's going on. And here's the thing, your subconscious mind doesn't know whether something's real or not. Doesn't know. It can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not. So the more you can create this future memory, what starts to happen is your brain likes habit, and your brain does not like gaps, doesn't like emptiness. So your brain will start to build out the neural pathways that end up getting you that outcome more quickly, right? So if you can create a practice for yourself, even like just to imagine it and feel into it and all those kind of think into it, all those kind of things, even just when you're driving home or, of course, focus on the road, or the caveats and disclaimers apply, but, or when you're going to sleep at night and you're closing your eyes and you're getting ready for sleep, let your subconscious mind, when it's at its most receptive, which is when you're going to sleep and when you're waking up in the morning, to start thinking about this. And if you can do that when you are most receptive, guess what? It's going to get activated for you even more quickly. Now, it's not a replacement for strategy. Of course, you're still going to need to know how to do certain things, but what needs to happen first is getting your brain on board that it's possible and it's actually happening. And that's one of the ways that you do it. And it's just a little fun little hack that you can use. It's like visualization, science behind it again, right? So have a go at even doing that. And you'll start to notice that the more that you allow yourself to think about this and visualize it, the more you begin to take actions that match it and line up with it. And you won't even be aware of it at the time. You'll be like, oh yeah, well, I did this yesterday, or I did that on Monday or something. And you'll say, that's not like me to do that. I was looking at this, or I was thinking that, or I made this decision or that decision. And then you will start to realize, oh my gosh, it's working. It's working. So this is how you start to shift identity, right? It's only one little process that you can try. There are lots of different things that you can try. You just have to find the one, like anything, that's going to really resonate with you. And you also have to use it, okay? You can't just be like some of the people that downloaded the free thing and they were like, yep, done it, got it, next. You have to approach things with a beginner mindset, maybe. So even though you know about visualization, approach it from a beginner mindset and just act as if you don't know about visualization. Be open to giving something a go. Be open to seeing what happens. Do it as a little experiment for yourself. See what happens. Anyway, lovelies, I just wanted to share that. Oh, and the other thing too was, if you're feeling unsure about what to do with something, that's totally okay. Or if something's not working out, like let's say you're posting on Facebook trying to get a client and it's not working, you're not getting a client, that's giving you clarity. So you might feel confused, but actually it's giving you clarity because it's telling you, okay, I'm trying this, it's not working, therefore I'm missing something. And so it's inviting you, this clarity is inviting you to go deeper and have a look. Is it the images that I'm using? Is it the way that I'm writing? Is it because I'm using ChatGPT and it's very obvious? In a world that's craving authenticity, ChatGPT is going to ruin it for you every time if you're trying to get clients in an industry or sector like ours that requires trust and authenticity, right? Is it that, I don't know, maybe I'm not using the right keywords? Is it that I'm not optimizing my posts? Is it that, I'm doing pitch posts all the time? Is it, do you know what I mean? Like, have a look. And a really other great process that you can use that will give you so much clarity is to also look at the insights. So even though they might be discouraging, like you might think to yourself, oh, I don't even want to look because it's only going to show my mum and my brother and my sister, and my neighbour down the road and my friend from church, they're the only ones that have looked at my post or looked at my website or something like that. It doesn't matter. All data is good data because you're going to get information from that will allow you to see what the challenges are. And then once you know what the challenges are, you can go about sorting it out. Okay, so instead of feeling like stuck or instead of feeling confused, ask yourself, what's the lesson here? What am I clear on? Well, I'm clear on this is not working the way that I'm currently doing it. I'm clear something needs to change. Therefore, I'm clear that if I continue to do this the way I've been doing it, nothing's going to change. You see, it's okay. We don't want you spending more and more time that you don't have creating things that go nowhere, because all that's going to do is affirm a faulty self-fulfilling prophecy that you're not good enough or you don't know what you're doing or no one likes you or all the things. We don't want to go down that path. You do have control over things. You don't have to be reacting to things all the time in your business like I used to, because I did. I was like, because I didn't have a plan, because I didn't have a focus, because I didn't have direction, how could I ever know what I was doing? I didn't. So what ended up happening was I was having a go. I was trying to figure things out all by myself. I was asking, colleagues, people I'd studied with, everybody, every man his dog, because I didn't want to spend any money. Like, can you help me? How are you doing it? Show me how. All of this. And, the thing that I didn't realize was what works for someone might not necessarily work for you, or they wouldn't give me all of the steps. They would just give me one or two. And do you know what I mean? And I messed around with my business for longer than I care to admit. It's embarrassing, which is why I do everything that I can, even with these podcast episodes, to show you, my thought process, what's going on behind the scenes with me, because I want you to see, what it's like. And I don't want you to have to waste years like I did, right? And so, I just try and give you the straightest line from where you are now to where you want to be, so you don't have to go through all the squiggly things to the same level that I did. So I hope that this was really helpful. If there's something that you'd like me to speak into on one of the episodes, of course, let me know. I'm more than happy to do that. In terms of the 45-day challenge that I set for myself, I think I've got, I'm down a week, aren't I? Because today's Friday, so it's I don't know, it was Friday day one. I'll have to go home and check my spreadsheet. But I think I'm down a week. So I think I've got 38 days left on my little challenge. We'll just see how we go. But my plan is to just keep doing what I'm doing, how I've been doing it this week. And also to continue to work on my own embodiment, because that's the key. You have to embody, who you need to be and what you need to believe. They must be embodied, because if you don't feel it, if you can't breathe into it, if it doesn't feel, if we say aligned, but I mean, if it doesn't feel true is probably a better way. If it doesn't feel true for you, it won't happen. So it has to feel true. And if the things that you're wanting don't feel true, that's okay. Find a different way of saying them until they do. So maybe ask yourself, is it possible? Can I say that I'm learning? Can I say that I'm becoming? Can I say that I'm evolving? Can I say that I'm changing? Can I say that I'm shifting? Can I say that it's beginning to? Do you see what I mean? Just find different ways of saying the thing that's going to help you embody who you need to be and what you need to believe in order to have the thing that you want, right? That's probably my very best guidance. It's all about identity. Anyway, I'll let you go. I could talk the leg off a chair, but have a beautiful day and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.